Men, listen up. Time is the one thing that you can't buy back. You're either using it to build your legacy or you're wasting it on distractions. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 ways that you can maximize your time and dominate your day. I will have you prioritizing like a sniper, cutting out the noise and saying no to all the stuff that's holding you back. Are you ready to stop making excuses and start making moves? Let's get into it, but make sure you have a pen and paper because what's written is retained. All right, number 1, we're going to prioritize and plan. We're going to identify our most important tasks. We're going to list those out. For example, if we're planning for this next week, list out all the tasks for the week, and then we're going to focus on what truly matters. If it doesn't need to be accomplished this week, we move that out to the following week. We have to set realistic goals and deadlines with these. We do not want to clutter our mind with all these things we need to accomplish this week. That's what I'm saying. Move the stuff out if you need to. Now, for this week, if we have a large goal, we don't want to make this too daunting for us. We're going to break it down into smaller tasks to make that more manageable. And then we're also going to use some kind of tracking system. So I like to use Trello. Some people will use a notebook. Some people will use some kind of Google Calendar or some kind of calendar. Maybe it's even a written calendar. But I like to use Trello. It's a virtual notebook. It can be used on my phone or my computer, and it tracks on both of them. So that's something that I would use to make sure I organize my life. I move stuff off to the following week, and then I can really get to work and dive into what I'm accomplishing and what I should be doing first. All right, number 2, minimize distractions. The first thing I'm going to say for you to do is to turn off your notifications. If you need to get some work done, turn off the notifications. We don't need to be checking any kind of text messages or emails that are coming in. Just focus on the task that you need to accomplish. Okay? The other one we need to look at is having the dedicated workspace. Now, if you're working from home, you've probably heard this before, but make sure you have that dedicated workspace. Some people that are in the corporate structure or they're in an office somewhere, you know what you need to do is not be finding yourself out talking to everybody, but you actually need to be at your desk and doing your work. So you're not sitting here wondering why you didn't get the tasks done that you needed to for that week. All right. And the other thing is remove social media. All right. Get the social media off of your phone. Right. And then be able to fully focus on everything. We don't need to be doom scrolling on Facebook right now. What we need to be doing is getting our tasks done. Number 3, learn to say no. Don't find yourself committing to a whole bunch of things that you can't actually accomplish. Focus on the tasks that you already set out for yourself. And then once that's done, if you're able to take on some additional work or some extra tasks, then you can go ahead and take that on. But do not make any unnecessary commitments. All right. The other thing is delegate tasks. A lot of the times people feel that they could just take it on or just do it themselves and it'll get done the right way. But if you have somebody in place, if you're in management or somebody else is doing that job, you want to be able to delegate those tasks so it takes it off of your plate. Don't be a one-man show and don't be the person that stops up everything else from getting accomplished. Number 4, effective time management. We want to make sure that we're time blocking, and that can be utilized off of an Excel sheet. You could use Trello. You could use Google Calendar. Whatever you want to use, but we want to make sure we fill up your week and we don't leave any empty space. Okay? Now, if there's empty space, you're going to fill that with getting on social media or other stuff that you are not actually doing the stuff that you should be doing. Okay? So, time blocking is the best way to make sure that you use your time wisely. Avoid multitasking. If you're doing something, you want to solely be focused on what you're doing at that time. I really just look at this as being where your feet are. There are so many times when I was in the Navy or when I was in the corporate structure where I was so focused on somewhere else or something else that once I got home with my family, I was so worried about what was going on at work. Okay? So avoid multitasking. If you're at work, do the work. Just go through your lists and get the work done. All right, number 5, review and adjust. This really comes from you looking at your calendar and your schedule of what you actually got done, right? So we're assessing how we're spending our time. How do you do that? Well, what I'm doing is in Trello, I'm moving over every single task I complete over to a completed items. So progress equals happiness. And then I feel happy and accomplished when I see all those tasks that I needed to do for the week were moved over and completed. All right. Now, are you accomplishing your goals? Did you accomplish your goal for that week? Did you get the task done? The cool thing is if you need some accountability, right, you could always join my community. We could actually hold you accountable. You could text me and say, hey, these are the things I need to get done. And then on the following Monday, when you text me again, right, you can let me know what you got done and what your tasks are for the following week. So if you need to, reach out to me and I'll let you know more about my community. All right, man, let's summarize what we talked about in the video. Prioritize and plan. We're going to identify the tasks and then make sure we set realistic goals and deadlines for those tasks. Tracking system, you can use whatever you'd like on that. Minimize distractions. Turn off your notifications and make sure you're at your desk or at the right workspace. The other thing is removing social media, okay? If you need to use social media and you want to set that up, right, that's down here in time blocking. Maybe set up some time, 5-10 minutes that you need to go on there and do some scrolling. Maybe that's what you need to do. Learn to say no. Do not overcommit yourself and clutter your mind and your time, right? Delegate tasks when you can. If you have somebody that can complete those, offload off of that plate. Now, just set a reminder in your calendar to go back and make sure it got accomplished though. Effective time management, that's where we talk about time blocking, and don't multitask. Be where your feet are. Okay, be where your feet are. Your family will love you more for it, and your work will love you more for it. Review and adjust. Just make sure you're getting the work done. Look at that completed tab, right? And are your goals being accomplished? All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video.